we are here for something that at least 2 people were waiting for. We are going to talk about my first impressions of Sunday Riley. This is their Aquamarine Melt Hydrating Gel Balm Cleanser. This down here says, a blue gel balm that melts into a nutrient-rich cleansing oil, dissolving makeup and impurities. Okay. I have used it 3 times, twice as just a cleanser and once as the makeup removal. And so I wrote down details every time after I used it. I'm going to try not to read off of this. Yeah, so I did receive this from them in PR. And what was curious to me, and when I did the unboxing, I had talked about why it was curious to me, because the packaging, well, the PR packaging information said to use this to remove makeup. And I'm like, oh, okay. You put it on, you put it in your hands and you put it on, and then you wipe it off. And they sent the washcloth with it. That, if you can hear it now, that's my washing machine, because the cloth is in the washing machine. I'm going to put a picture up here. If I had very fair skin, you wouldn't see my foundation and stuff, but that, and even like the eyeshadow, so it's in the washing machine right now, and I will add a clip onto the end of this video showing you, like, did all of that come out of the cloth, because the cloth is white and my makeup is not. So the PR info said use it as a makeup remover, and then on here though, it says use AM and PM. And I'm thinking, okay, if this is to remove makeup, why are you using it in the AM? I can see if you work a night job or whatever, and I did mention all of that in the unboxing, but I'm just like, oh. So that's what made me think, let me use it just as a cleanser first, just to kind of see how my skin was going to feel and to see what my first impressions, thoughts were about it. It is really nice. Excuse me for one moment. It is really nice that in the PR package was this, and inside of this was the face cloth. And so this is like a canvas type bag, and I do use bags like these, like seriously. So that was really nice. I didn't expect it, because they had asked if they could send the cleanser. I said yes, and I will link the unboxing video down below and also in the iCards, which will cause it to show up underneath the description box. It does say it has malachite, I'm probably pronouncing it, corn flour plus hyaluronic acid. That's what this says up here. This is 4.7 fluid ounces, which is 140 milliliters. It has a PAO of 12 months, which means this is good for at least 12 months after you start using it. Made in the USA, of responsibly sourced domestic and foreign ingredients. So that's what it says on the back. And AM and PM, massage 2 to 3 pumps into the skin to dissolve makeup and impurities. Deep breathe in the calming essence oils as the balm cleanser transforms into a hydrating oil. Use a clean, wet face cloth, rinse away the cleanser along with the day's stresses. I can say, I didn't write this in my notes because I forgot. I didn't smell anything with this, and it was something about one of the oils. I was just like, I don't really like the scent, and I am sensitive to fragrance, but I did not smell anything with this. So on the 14th of June, I pumped out 2 pumps. It's very liquidy. If I'm not careful to keep my hand like this, it will just like run down. And when I did a pump here in the live, it's very runny. It just ran. And so it is like very liquidy, and it was a slight cloudiness to the look of it. And so what I did was I put on 2 pumps in my hand. I wet my face first. And I put 2 pumps in my hand, rubbed my hands together, and it almost felt like nothing was there. That's how liquidy it was. And I used it like a regular cleanser. I did not have any adverse reactions to it. And y'all know I have sensitive skin. This did not irritate my skin at all. I didn't smell any fragrance from the extracts and all of that stuff. So those are 2 good things about it. And so as I was wiping my hands around my face, almost did not feel like anything because that's how liquidy it was. And it didn't even feel like water. It just felt like, it felt like nothing. And as I continued to rub it across my face, it did start to feel like a gel. And it does say gel balm cleanser. If you're used to using gel balm cleansers or balm cleansers, then you are familiar probably with how I'm describing this. This is my first time ever, I believe. No, I think maybe, excuse me for smacking, maybe like 20 years ago or so, I did try the Clinique one. But so I am really unfamiliar with gel balm cleansers. And so it just felt, it started to feel like a gel. It started to feel like it was solidifying a little bit. And then I rinsed my face. And just rinsing my face with water, my skin felt slimy. And so I was just like, oh, like this. And I don't like mess, and it just felt slimy, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like what is happening? So I rinsed more than usual, making sure to get along my hairlines everywhere, rinsing, rubbing. And when it felt like my skin wasn't slimy anymore, I patted my face dry, and my skin felt slimy. And so I said, you know what? And so then I wiped my face dry, and then my face did not feel slimy. So if you're a person who really pats your skin dry like we're supposed to, instead of wiping and stretching and pulling our skin, but it just, that feeling for me was just like, that is not good. And so the formula, even when my face was wet with it on, and when I patted it dry, it still felt slimy. It did not feel like a serum, because I use serums, eye serums, face serums, all that. It didn't feel like that. So this was like completely just like an oil feeling on my face. And maybe that's how gel stuff feels. I don't know. But for me, I was just like, what is this? Once my face was dry, I wiped it dry. My face did feel clean, and it didn't feel like my skin was dry. But also my skin did not feel moisturized like it does with other cleansers I used. And so it wasn't dry, but it also wasn't moisturized. And the way I'll describe it is, like sometimes when I wake up, my skin just feels, it just feels like skin. It doesn't feel like anything on it. And I'm saying that because sometimes I sleep on this side, sometimes I sleep on this side. So even after skincare and everything, my skin feels good. But because I'm on a pillow, my face is rubbing, so I might be rubbing product off or whatever. So when I wake up sometimes, it's like, it's not dry, but it's not plump and moist either. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Once I finished, excuse me for smacking, once I finished my entire skincare routine, my face felt great. So I was glad for that. So I'm like, okay, if I can get past that initial slime feeling, it'll be good. So on the 15th, the first time I used it was the 14th. So the 15th, I used it again as a regular cleanser. Again, it felt very liquidy. When I was rubbing on my face, it did start to feel like an oil. And using my hands to just rinse, my hands and my face just felt really slimy. And I'm just like, I cannot. And so I actually washed my hands and then, started, wiping my face dry. But it was just, and again, if you're used to gel balm cleansers or gel cleansers, well, I can't even say that because I used them your red vitamin C cleanser, and that's kind of a gel. So it doesn't feel like a gel cleanser. So to me, it just felt like an oil-based cleanser. Again, no adverse reactions. I didn't smell anything. My face didn't break out. So I'm like, at least, I used it and everything was okay, minus the filling. Minus the filling. So the next day, the 16th, so this is the third day in a row that I used this. I did use it to remove my makeup. I did, because that's what it says it's for, even though it says using an AM and a PM. So I pushed for 2 pumps, rubbed my hands together, and then I wiped my hands all over my face. I had on a full face of makeup except for lipstick. So I had on gel pencil under here, eyeliner under here, liner on my inner rims, mascara, liner on my upper lash line. So everything except lipstick that I normally have on my face. And I'm like, I want to see what this looks like. And so I opened one eye, and because it turns into an oil, it was not drippy. Even though it's very liquidy in the hand, but once all over my face, it just feels like oil. It feels slimy, but it's no longer liquidy. So I was like, oh, okay, it's not dripping. So I opened both of my eyes, and I can see where my eyeshadow has smeared. My eyebrows, was smeared and all of that. And I'm just like, we'll get to that. And so I kept cleansing. It is very much, I just want to say an oil cleanser. I don't even want to say a balm cleanser, but and again, I'm not familiar with gel balm cleansers. And so it may be just what they feel like, and I'm just unaware. So after I rubbed, kind of peeked again, okay, rub. I took the cloth, because it says, do that, and then it says wipe it off with the cloth. It doesn't say rinse. It says wipe it with the cloth. And so I took the cloth and I wiped it. I looked and I'm like, wipe the other side. I looked at the cloth. I did take pictures. I told you. I was just like, this looks nasty. This is yeah. Because I'm tan. My foundation is tan. I had on dark eyeshadow. My brows are a dark color with the gel pencil. The pencil eyeliner. Pencil brow pencil. What am I saying? The brow pencil that I use. I'm having trouble now because I don't want to be negative. And so I'm just like kind of, so I wiped it. I wiped my face. I'm looking at the cloth and I'm like, and so I looked closely at my face. Because I did use the cloth, even when I used it as a cleanser, using the cloth to wipe it, my face did not feel oily, which was great. But my hands did. So I washed my hands with my hand soap and then dried them. And that's when I really looked at the cloth and I'm like, I hope this comes out in the wash. And then I'm thinking, if it doesn't, why send a white washcloth to remove makeup? And I had on blush, bronzer, all of that. So it's just like, And so you might hear it now. Now my washer's spinning. So we'll see if the makeup comes out. Because I'm curious. I'm really curious. I don't use white washcloths after I remove my makeup and wash my face, because it does not come out of my white washcloths. And some of them are the cheapy ones I purchased. It may be that, I don't know. So I use a tan washcloth because tan is the color of my foundation. And because of how I remove my makeup and what I use, the only time I may have makeup on my cloth drying my face is from along my hairline, from along here. But as far as my face, I see none of that on my tan washcloths. And so looking at my face, because I'm like, you can still see my mascara. And I did do my eyes, and I did do, my lashes. I did under here. I did, because I know I have one eyeliner up top and below. So I still had on mascara on both sides. It did not remove the eyeliner from my upper lash line. It did not remove the eyeliner from my lower lash line. It did not, of course, remove the eyeliner from my inner rims. And that was my thing. And that's when earlier I was like, because that's been my thing always, trying, not gel cleansers, but cleansing balms, is because it never gets off all the eyeliner under here, or my lash line, or the mascara, or on my inner rims. And the inner rims, and you can see it's brown because I have a brown right there now. My inner rims are pinkish. And so when I'm washing my face, how am I getting up under my lash line? And there's no way to get to my inner rims. And so I always go back to using Neutrogena makeup wipes, and I'll either spray it twice with micellar water, use the wipe and take off my makeup, or I still use the Neutrogena wipe. I spray my face 2 or 3 times with the Scandinavia, the makeup removal spray, and then just wipe it off. And because I'm using a wipe, I can wrap it around my finger, do up here. I can come under my lashes, do here. I can come here and do my lashes. And then I can gently go like this for my lower lash line, get that color off. I can gently go like this with it to get the liner off my inner rims. And I can also, make sure I'm getting under here. So that's why I've stayed away from cleansing stuff, makeup removal cleansing stuff, because I still have to go back with a wipe to get mascara, upper lash line, lower lash line, inner rims. I always have to do that. I have found only one thing that did that, and it was using 3 different products that an eye doctor here on YouTube had talked about. And I'm like, am I going to keep wanting to buy these 3 products? And it was so intensive. Use a cucumber with the product. Cucumber, what? I am hungry. And I put cucumbers in my salad. So I was wondering before I sat here, like, do I want to make a salad? A Q-tip. So you dip it in a solution, and I'm just like, do I want to? Y'all know I want my makeup to be simple. I want my removal to be simple. And knowing that I have stuff that I use, the process I just told you, it's easy, it's quick. Like, my makeup is off within 5 minutes, and then I wash my face, pat it dry, do my skincare, and I'm done. So I was just like, I'm not going to keep buying 3 different products and then have to do all this other stuff. And so I still had to use the Neutrogena wipe with either micellar water or the Scandinavia, the makeup removal spray. And so that kind of takes away if I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just use this. However, if I didn't do pencil liner under here, eyeshadow under here, mascara, eyeliner, upper lash line, pencil liner on my inner rims, then yeah, this would take everything off. I would just have to get past the slime fill, the oily fill. So if you don't, let me see what else is in my notes. Okay, so I said all of that. After I wiped dry with the cloth, I did not have to re-wipe my face dry. So that was enough. And when I would run my finger along my forehead and my cheeks, the same as when I would use a cloth previously just as a cleanser, my face felt okay. But what I realized that once my face fully dried, like just wiping it off and just leaving it, not using a towel to further dry it, as it fully dried, just wiping off the cleanser, when my face fully dried, my skin felt tight. My skin felt dry. And I had a dry patch right here. It was in the same spot on both sides. There was a dry patch right here on both sides. And I'm feeling it like, when did that happen? What is that? I don't know if it was this. I don't know. Because it wasn't there the day before. It wasn't there earlier that day before I did my makeup. But removing the makeup, it was 2 dry patches right here. And my skin was textured. And I'm like, so I'm not going to say it was this. I'm not going to say it was this. And I did wash the cloth before I used it. So I'm not going to say it was whatever's on the cloth. But yeah, I had 2 dry patches right here. And I was just like, what the heck is that? And I don't have dry skin either. So for my face to dry down and feel dry, I was like, okay, this is new. Because when I would wipe my face before, I then would go back with a dry towel and pat it dry. So maybe I would have had that same effect using it as a cleanser or not, I don't know. But just removing this with the cloth and just letting my face dry down, my face was like really dry. And I did my skincare routine, and y'all know what? My skin still felt dry. And I'm like, this is new. And I still felt these dry patches right here. So I put on my moisturizer 2 more times, because I put it on again, my face still felt dry. So I'm like, what the heck is this? And so then I put it on a 3rd time, and then my skin was okay. And so looking at this, it doesn't say wash your face after you use this as a cleanser or as a makeup removal cleanser. It doesn't say that, and so I didn't do that. But using it as a makeup remover cleanser, my skin was dry to the point I had to triple up on my moisturizer to get my skin not to feel dry. And then today, like, here felt fine. And again, this was the 16th. I think today is the 18th. I think today is the 18th. So this was 2 nights ago. And so that's my experience with this. So my final review, and I keep looking down because I'm looking at my notes. The final review, because there is some good to it. I'm not saying this is a bad product. I'm just saying for me to still have to use a wipe and a spray to get upper lash line, lower lash line, inner rims, mascara, to still have to use another product for that, I can just do that whole thing. Because when I do my face with the Neutrogena wipe and either micellar water or the Scandinavia, the makeup removal spray, that one cloth cleans my entire face. My entire face, including all my eye makeup, liner, all of that. And so to use this and then still have to do that, it's like I could have just did that in the first place. You know what I mean? So who it did work to remove the makeup, just not my eye makeup, not the mascara. Well, eye makeup, yes, my eyeshadow. Not my mascara, not liner, upper lash line, not pencil liner, lower lash line, and not my inner rooms. Another good thing is it did not irritate my skin, though it did cause excessive dryness, and I had to triple up on my moisturizer. I did not notice any scent, so that was another good thing. So it does remove makeup except for liner, mascara. It did not irritate my skin other than the excessive dryness and the 2 dry patches in the same place. That to me was just weird. And I didn't smell any scent in it, and I am sensitive, excuse me, to fragrance. I didn't smell any. So for me, as I just said, it causes extra work, because to do this, to remove everything except eyeliner and mascara, I still have to do what I normally do. And I had to triple up on my moisturizer to rehydrate my skin. And y'all, my skin is bougie. My skincare costs a lot of money. So I'm like, I don't want to be tripling up on my moisturizer to just get my skin to not feel dry. So is it a bad product? No. Will I use it? I put yes for times when I only do complexion products. And when I don't do any eyeliner, mascara, you know that. But then as I think about it, I'm like, but I'll still have to end up tripling up on my moisturizer, or after I use this and remove, you know, my complexion products, then just rewash my face again to get the moisture back and to get my moisture barrier correct again. And usually I do double cleanse anyway, but because this didn't say to do that, I didn't do that. Because even when I do the Neutrogena wipe with, you know, the spray, I still wash my face twice after that. And I use 2 different cleansers. One is a light exfoliating cleanser, and the other one is a gel based, and it's the vitamin C from Urad. So I do wash my face twice after remove my makeup, but this doesn't say to wash your face again with regular cleanser after you use it, and so I did not do that. So if I were to use this to remove just my complexion products, I would just wash my face a second time. So this would be my first cleanse. Second time would be one of my regular cleansers, and then that should be okay. And that's what I should have tried to see if that helps to not get that excessive dryness and to have those dry patches. I didn't think about that till as I was saying it here, so forgive me for that. So who is this for? I believe this is for people who have oily skin. My thought process is that excessive dryness I had, if you have oily skin, I would hope that your skin wouldn't feel dry like that after using this. And I do think this is also for people who wear makeup, eyeshadow, and maybe just mascara, top, lashes, and that's it, because the mascara was still up here in my lower lash line. So if you just wear complexion products, a skin tint, gloss, you do your brows, I think this would be great for you. If you do mascara and you use eyeliners, upper lash line, lower lash line, inner rooms, you're going to have to still do something else to get that off. So that's my first impressions and my review of this, is that it does remove makeup except liner, mascara, and my inner room gel pencil. It did cause excessive dryness for me. It does not have any scent that I noticed, and again, I am sensitive to fragrance. And it did remove complexion products. And so the type of makeup you wear makes a difference. Again, if you just use complexion products, I think this would be great. And also if you have oily skin, I think it would be great, just in case it was really this that caused that excessive dryness. And so it's not a bad product. I doubt I would use it as a regular cleanser, because I would still want to just cleanse my face with something else afterwards. In my wake up skincare routine, I just wash my face once. My bedtime skincare routine, I do wash it twice, one cleanser and then another cleanser after I remove it. And so to use this in the morning just as a cleanser, I'm not going to want to wash my face a second time, because I don't normally do that anyway. I forgot how much this is. I think I put it up on the screen in my unboxing video, but that's my experience with this. I hope it made sense. I kind of feel like I was all over the place. But let me know, like, have you tried this? And what was your experience with it? And so now I need to decide, because seldom do I do just complexion. And so I don't know. I am thankful to Sunday Rally for sending this to me, because I did not have any of their products. I used to get some in subscription boxes, and I always gave them away because I have sensitive skin, so I'm like, I don't know if I want to try it, and then it don't work. But them sending this to me and it being a cleanser, I said I'll try it, because I said the worst that can happen is my skin isn't happy and I just wash my face with one of my regular cleansers. And so that's why I did use it, because I'm like, it's not like a serum you leave it on, or a moisturizer and then my face is breaking out, all of that stuff. So this was an easy, yes, I will try it, and I was curious about it. Yeah, so that was my experience with it. Yeah, so I'm gonna just leave that there, because I don't want to keep repeating myself. But let me know if you've tried this, how it was for you. If you do have dry skin, which I don't have dry skin. If you do have dry skin and you use this, like when you wiped everything off, and then you just let your face fully air dry, did your skin feel dry? Or if you have oily skin and you used it, what did it feel like after you just wiped this off and then just let your face air dry? Because it doesn't say to, it just says use the cloth and wipe away the cleanser with the stress of the day. So that's the end. Put this on, and then you just take the cloth and wipe it off, and that's it. And that's what I did. And so this was my experience with this. So do let me know again your thoughts down below. I will put a picture up here of the washcloth after it's been washed, and I am hoping that it comes out, because if not, then I'll be like, why have a white washcloth with this if the makeup's not going to come out of it? But we'll see. So hopefully the makeup will wash out of it, because it is a nice cloth too. It is a really nice cloth. So we're going to go. Thank you for being here. Leave your thoughts down below. Yeah, I'm still thinking about stuff. But so yeah, stuff is popping up over here for you to watch. If you have time, continue to hang out. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that. Also consider the channel membership. And even though I did not do the intro, our outro is self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.